Okay. Well, welcome to Do Not Take This Cat Home. Looks like I took the cat home again. You're walking. Right. Of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do, maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps. You follow the sounds to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. Dang it. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, and the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Meow meow. Finally, the sound's source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the valley. At the end of the alley, I keep saying valley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine gold, like gold, among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So, so, you look so familiar, right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look after all. This one sure is a cutie though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there, patiently, waiting for you to do something. And let's save real quick. Let's overwrite that save. And I feel like if I don't take it home, it's gonna give me an ending. So let's not take the cat home again. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. Wow. You are. With rent and bills to pay for. Not to mention you need to buy food and survive too. There's no way you could care for a cat long term, right? You could barely afford this little outing on your day off. What to do? I can play with the cat, feed the cat. Let's feed the cat. The cat must be hungry, right? You can't imagine that it's had much to eat if it's so attached to that box it's in, though it doesn't exactly seem malnourished either. Surely it must have left the box to search for food then. For some reason, something in the back of your mind tells you that's not been the case, and not to think of it any further. Well, either way, you can't exactly enjoy your day out knowing you left behind a hungry cat, especially when you could have done something to help. So, what to do about the hungry kitty? What? Not yet. So, what to do about the hungry kitty? Okay. Let's check my pockets. You dig into your pockets. You find a small piece of string in your left pocket. Not very helpful. The string is far too short. An eager and excited cat. Leaping for it could easily lead to you getting bitten and scratched. In your right pocket is a bar of chocolate. You find a chocolate bar. Is it? Nope. It's not even expired. Quite the find, indeed. You're about to offer it to the cat. But suddenly, you're hit with guilt as you remember something gut-curdling. Chocolate is toxic to cats. Oh my gosh. Is it actually? I thought it was just dogs. You resist the urge to vomit at your near mistake. You feel so guilty. You throw the chocolate bar away into a nearby trash bin. An almost cat killer doesn't deserve chocolate. You go back to the cat, barely able to stand its innocently oblivious expression. It doesn't even know that you almost. I. I'm so sorry. I don't even know what to say. You're a horrible person. You know what? Stay there. I'll be right back. You leave the alley and return with a whole fish you bought at a nearby grocery shop. It was a bit pricey, but it was the least you could do. The cat eagerly accepts your offering, munching happily at the fish after you place it in the box. Meow, meow, meow. You want to smile at the sight, but you feel just so awful. Sorry again. The cat seemingly pays you no mind as you slip back out of the alley. Not feeling like you deserve a peaceful day out, you decide to just head back home. Huh? On the way home, you notice more cats than usual watching you from their hiding spots, but you try not to think about it. You can't help but wonder if they know what you've nearly done, but it's not like you meant to hurt anyone, right? You finally reach your apartment building. You're about to unlock the door when oh my god. You look behind you, only to see dozens of cats standing there, looking at you. Did they see you feeding the cat in the alley and thought that you had more food for all of them? I'm so sorry. I don't have any more food for you guys. None of them move an inch. You're starting to feel a little unnerved when finally a single cat pushes its way through to the front and uh-oh. Oh, oh, it's held carefully between its teeth is the chocolate bar you'd thrown away earlier. It places the chocolate bar down in front of it before looking back up at you. All the cats look up at you. You can feel their judgment. You feel your sins weighing down heavily on your back, but without the money to buy enough food for all of them, you don't know what to do. Beg for forgiveness or go inside. Let's just go inside. You decide to cut your losses and head inside. Your sins weigh down on you, but you're only human. What more can you do? Geez, you try to ignore the yowling of the neighborhood cats as you go about your chores. You consider preparing dinner, but how could you enjoy it knowing how hungry those poor cats outside are? The ones you've wronged. You decided to take a bath and go straight to bed without dinner. A fitting punishment for someone like you. You forgo the fancy bath bubbles because you don't deserve them and sink into the water with a sigh. Your mind races, but you can't really think of an immediate solution that doesn't require more money. I'm sorry, I just started laughing because I was thinking of you. I hope you know this one, the one meme where it's like it's like a it's like a little tiny video, and it's like somebody being like, "Oh, we should get rid of like black dogs, and get more white dogs." And then like he switches the camera by accident, it's a white dog. I was just thinking about it, like I was just thinking about it as this one, as in this game. It's just like the black cats are just like, you should get it. You should get take me home. You should take all black cat strays, and bring it back home. And he just switches the camera. He's like, ah, shit. You wish there was something, anything you could do to make things right. Suddenly, your legs start to feel really itchy. You try to lift one to see what's going on, but what rises out of the water isn't a pair of legs. It's the cat. It is not a cat. It's a fishtail. You you feel dizzy at the sight. Maybe you're hallucinating from the stress. You try to climb out of the tub to cool your head, but instead of your hand rising up to the brace itself, a wet fin stretches out to plop on the rim. It's too weak to hold. Oh my god. Your weight, and you're so startled by the sight that you slip and smack your head on the side of the bathtub, passing out almost immediately. You're awake, you think anyway. You open your eyes and you're underwater? You must have slid beneath the surface of the bathwater. You gasp instinctively, except not really. A bubble simply floats up out of your mouth, up to the surface. You broke. You're broke as heck, so you know your bathtub isn't that big. Did you shrink? But how? And even if there were a reasonable answer, it wouldn't explain how you haven't drowned yet. You swim to the edge of the tub and see the truth in your shadow silhouette. Oh no, I am fish. You've been turned into a fish. This isn't it. It's not possible. You don't get any time to ponder over this, unfortunately, because just then, uh-oh, a shadow looms over from above. You look up and see the cat. It peers down at you from beyond the water surface. Mr. Kitty, no. Mr. Kitty, come on. Let me take a picture. Let me take a picture, Mr. Kitty. Alright. And then you realize this is the answer. This is how you're meant to atone. With a heavy heart, you swim up to the surface. The cat scoops you up, tossing you out of the tub, onto the bathroom tiles. As you flop around gasping for air, or water, you realize the cat wasn't alone. Dozens of hungry eyes peer down at you. You can hear the yowling of what sounds like hundreds of cats outside your bathroom window. You send one last look to the cat before closing your eyes and accepting your fate. As the cats descend upon you, tearing at your flesh. You find yourself mourning the fact that you're not even big enough to feed all of them. Even in the end, you couldn't properly atone. Your efforts, your life, all of it, amounted to nothing. Ending 25. 25? Seafood sacrifice. How many? There's a lot of endings. there's a lot of endings. Let's take the cat home. Well, why not? Right? You barely reach out your arms before the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nuzzling against it. Purr, purr, purr. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get you out of here, yeah? Purr. On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. One bedroom, one bathroom, one you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks up at you expectantly. Let's do something with the cat. Like what? Uh, hmm. Let's clean the cat. Upon giving it a second look, you realize that the cat isn't exactly clean. Not surprising, since up until you brought it home, it's been sitting in a dirty old box in an alley, full of scattered garbage. For who knows how long. You've heard that cats can keep themselves clean, but maybe this is one of those times that a little human help couldn't hurt. You head into the bathroom and set things up, trying to remember how to wash a cat. You're definitely no expert, but you think the best way to get a cat clean would be carefully. You think careful is the way to go. Cats aren't always fond of water, so you doubt it'll be a fan of an excessive amount of it. So you pick up the cat and place it gently in the sink before turning on the water. The cat is startled, but ultimately, it doesn't try to run away. Nice. You lather your hands with some soap and carefully give the cat a thorough half scrub, half massage. After a few minutes, you rinse the cat completely and gather it up in a blanket, drying it. Then you take a brush and carefully run it through the cat's fur. The cat seems like it's in heaven as you brush it. Some hairs are sticking to you, but you don't mind. In fact, quite a lot of fur is sticking on you. You try to brush it away, but it won't come off. Guess you're up next for a bath yourself. You try to ignore the fur and finish with the cat quickly, but more hair keeps sticking to you. Your hands, your arms. Before you realize it, they're covered in fur that won't come off. It's thick enough that you can try to just yank it off, but ow! What? Pain lances through the spot you tugged at. Upon closer inspection, you see that the hair is growing, growing out of you. Ah! Ah. You can actually feel it now. Fur growing out of your back, your neck, your face, your eyes, your tongue. It's even growing inside your throat. That's disgusting. Gasp. As you collapse and start to choke on the thickening fur in your esophagus, the cat leans up to the lap at the fur growing on your forehead, grooming your hair as thoroughly as you did for it earlier. You think it'd be sweet if you weren't currently losing air. Still, feels nice at least to be looked after and cared for in some way, even if it's just for a little while longer. The cat's careful grooming is the last thing you feel before you're no longer able to breathe. Ending 15, self-care buddies. Okay, well, we could just skip all that. Let's not take the cat home again. You are! Alright, I should make a save here, because I'm probably going to come back here a lot. Alright, let's see what happens if we feed the cat again. But this time, we look through the area. You glance around the dark, dingy alley and only see garbage bags, trash bins, empty cardboard boxes, and scattered litter here and there. If there were something for the cat to eat, surely it would have found it by now, right? But you don't want to just give up so easily. You keep looking. You look and only see garbage. You sniff and only smell garbage. You listen. You just barely make out the sound of a faint scurrying. A rat? By a trash bin, a few feet away. Quietly, oh so quietly, you creep over to the bin. And you lunge! You weren't very graceful in your attempt. You stumbled and knocked over a stack of nearby boxes full of more trash. But as you stand up, grasped in your hand is a small mouse. Why am I gray? The mouse squeaks, and shrieks in distress, wriggling and struggling desperately in your grip. You're holding it too tightly and carefully for it to be able to bite or scratch you, though. It wears itself out eventually and looks up at you with black eyes. It's completely at your mercy. We spare the mouse. I am the mouse. Are you sure? Spare the mouse. You can hear the cat's stomach growling. It must be so hungry. It must be starving. Spare the mouse. You know the cat is hungry. Why are you hesitating? You caught prey for the cat's sake, didn't you? Are you really going to value the life of a filthy rodent more than the cat's? Spare the mouse. Oh, I'm sorry. You're mocking me, aren't you? Last chance. Hand over the prey now. I will spare the mouse. You let the mouse go. It scurries away, squeezing into a tiny hole in the wall, but you don't pay it much mind. You don't flinch as a giant cloud paw slowly falls in front of you, blocking your path to the alley's entrance. Not that you had any delusions about escaping. The cat is hungry after all. You close your eyes in acceptance as the paw gently pulls you back and back, and chomp. A lifespan. Now what happens if I don't? Wait, what happens if I feed the cat? What if I feed the cat? Let's look. What happens if I feed the cat? Feed mouse to cat. Oh my god. The mouse looks scared, as if it can sense your intentions. Oh, bro! It weakly starts to struggle again. Squeak, squeak, squeak! The mouse is reluctant. Feed the mouse. Feed the cat the mouse. You feed the mouse to the cat. The cat tears it apart instantly. Jeez! The mouse's pain squeaks and squeals, pierce through you until they are abruptly cut off. Satisfied, the cat mews happily, tinting its fangs. The cat curls up in its now blood-stained box and goes to sleep. You take the chance to leave. A well-fed cat will likely follow you home after all. And cute as the cat is, you really can't afford to pet right now. Still, feeling a little guilty about the mouse, you decide to just go home. Am I gonna get jumped by a bunch of rats now? After a long walk home, you finally enter your apartment. You head straight for your room and collapse on your bed, falling into a fitful sleep. Later, you wake up. Scritch, scritch. Are you serious? The squeaking and scurrying noises all around you. So loud and constant, they sound like screams in the darkness of your room. I can't catch a break. Hey, what do you want me to do? You see the shifting shadows of hundreds of mice surrounding your bed. You try to run. Ah! But you cry out as twin lances of pain race up your legs. You fall off the bed in your attempt to escape, the hordes of mice dodging you as you crash into the ground. You can't stand up. Looking back and squinting in the dark, you just about make out the source of your pain. The flesh and tendons of your heels and ankles are mangled, bitten through your socks. No! Leave me alone! Desperate, you crawl with only your arms towards the door. The mice descend upon you. Ah! Biting into your skin. Ah! Stop biting me! Gnawing away pieces of you. Ah! You start to fade in and out of consciousness, but you still reach up for the doorknob. Your arm heavy, weighed down by the mice clinging to it with little claws and tiny feet. You manage to jostle the knob enough for the door to slowly swing open. Plop. But your outstretched arm suddenly falls to the ground, lifeless. The mice manage to chew through the flesh and bone of your now dismembered limb. As a few mice creep forward to curiously inspect your arm, you stare blankly at it for a moment before sliding your gaze up. In the newly opened doorway sits a familiar-looking mouse. It stares at you, the darkness in its beady black eyes. You can't begin to measure their depth. Vengeance! Nor the hatred pouring out from within them. All of it. Aimed at you. Ah, you collapse. Head hitting the floor as the other arm is eaten away as well. You're not sure how you're still conscious. The pain should be indescribable, and yet you just feel a cold sense of loss, The mice have clustered along your back now, gnawing and ripping their way between your shoulder blades, into your back, and into your chest. You weakly cough up blood. They must have damaged something important. You feel something being pulled out of you. And in between the moments that blankets of darkness fade out of your vision, you hear something wet plop on the ground in front of you. You pry your eyes open and see it in front of the mouse. Weirdly shaped, red with your blood and pulsing in. Oh, that's your heart, isn't it? The other mice all descend upon it, abandoning your half-eaten body. You're losing a lot of blood. You feel sleepy, but you also feel anger? Yes. So much anger. How dare they? How dare they? The last thing you see before your vision fails you is a pair of glowing eyes leering in from the darkness beyond the doorway. You can hear squeaks and shrieks of terror all around you. Low yowls, deep snarls, gnashing teeth, tearing flesh. As your remaining senses leave you, you smile weakly with the last of your strength. When something with soft, slightly damp, and sticky fur nuzzles your cheek. Good kitty. Well fed.